So here on the N2S channel, we do look at all the stocks which you guys are interested in. I've had multiple people asking me to take another look at Nndm. And sure guys, if you guys do want to see more updates on Nndm, drop me a comment saying upload on Nndm more. I definitely can do that. What we are seeing for Nndm in the past week or so is we are seeing a lot of flat activity. If we can get rid of this update, which is rather awkward and annoying, we can see that Nndm's share price has been moving up by about 3.3% in the past 5 days. So again, that is not too bad at all. If we look at this point here on the 1st of April, up until now, from the high we are down by about 9%, but again today we are seeing things move up from about 10 o'clock. So if we look at this chart here for today, we can see 9:30 up until about 10 o'clock saw a bit of a sell-off. This took us down by about 1.9%. We hit lows in the day of $7.92 before climbing back up actually into the green, which is fantastic, up from that point by about 4%. So things looking pretty good towards the end of day so far for Nndm. This is good and it does show potentially good things coming for the stock. Again though, basically in the past 5 days things are quite flat, and this becomes even more apparent when we are looking out to the past month. So from this point here on the 24th of March up until now, we are actually pretty flat once more, down by about 1.43%, so not even moving by too much. The question is, with negative earnings for 2020 and everything that is going on in the markets, is Nndm a good buy right now? Obviously guys, I am not a financial advisor, I am just somebody on the internet with an opinion. Please do remember that this video contains nothing but my opinions. Again, you may have differing opinions, you may agree with me. It's just ultimately imperative that you do your own research and due diligence. Find out as many facts as you possibly can about Nndm or any investment which you are looking to make, as this is only my personal thoughts. So what I want to start off with is jumping into this one by looking at how the stock has been moving on the interactive charts. Well, if we look at the interactive charts, we can see a massive sell-off from these highs up here of about $17.50 all the way down to where we are right now. Now again, this is quite a steep drop off. You can see, if we can get a percentage number for it, we can see from those highs until now, we have fallen by about 50% if not more. So the share price is really taking a hit in that time period. However, more recently, we are actually leveling out. We can see that the share price has been definitely above this $7.50 range for quite a long period of time. I think this is good. I dare even say that the stock price may actually be finding a level where it's comfortable and could start moving back up pretty soon. Again, we're seeing absolute lows just touching this $7.50 range, so ultimately I would say that is a fair level of support. I would like to see us stay above that range. I think ultimately things for the company on a fundamental standpoint are moving in a pretty good way. We're going to have a look at these in just a moment. But we can see that today the share price is in the green, as I have mentioned. The candlestick is bringing us up quite a lot. The wick towards the low side is significantly higher than that to the downside, to the upside rather, which shows of course that we are pulling ourselves back up. I'd like to see another green candle going forwards into tomorrow. I think if we can see another green candle tomorrow, that would be fantastic. I wouldn't expect it to be by too much, but again, if we can remain in the green, that would be fantastic. So moving over to this news that we do have, this is fairly old but it is still relevant. If we have a quick look at the earnings for 2020, and we have discussed this before, the earnings were significantly down. Now I think a lot of people subsequently lost a bit of hope in the company, and I think a lot of people could have sold off because of this. Earnings, or at least revenue in 2020, was down to about 3.39 million, down from about 7.07 million in 2019. So expenses were also up, and basically things weren't looking good from a financial standpoint. Now what the company have said is that this is due to the pandemic. I've discussed this in our last episode looking at this stock. I think, you know what, the pandemic has hindered a lot of companies. We've seen about a 50% reduction in revenue for this company, and obviously an increase in expenses and R&D, so there we go. So R&D expenses were higher, which is potentially good, research and development definitely could be a good thing long term, but ultimately revenue was down. So again, a lot of companies did take a bit of a beating from the pandemic, so I'm not really too concerned about that one at all. I think the company does still have lots of potential going forwards. I think it's absolutely fine that the company's revenues were down last year. We have had Kathy Wood talking about how she said that she was happy and impressed with the company's management, and that she liked the growth that the company had shown in broadening its technology focus. focus. So Cathy Wood is still quite optimistic on this one. We can see that what she has been saying down here, she thinks that she has specifically cited the company's contracts with the defense agencies as a strong vote of confidence. So, Cathy Wood from ARK Invest, she is somebody that a lot of people look up to. So there you go, that is what she said. By the way, this information was published from the Nasdaq.com back on the 11th of March. So there we go. So that is the information that we are seeing recently. So Cathy Wood is still quite optimistic about the stock. I think that is a good thing going forwards. I think there is still a lot of potential. Personally, I believe that the stock will have a green earnings quarter for quarter one, hopefully, as things do slowly but surely start to get back to normal. I think going forwards into 2021, we are hopefully going to see a big increase in revenue. I think if that is the case, if this company can get its financials back on track, we'll be in a fantastic standpoint. As Cathy Wood has reiterated, she sees a lot of confidence in the company, especially with the contracts that they have going on at the moment. I personally do agree. I think Nndm is in a strong standpoint at the moment. I would love to see this one break past the $8.50 range. Again, if we can break that high, if not higher, that would be fantastic. We've seen previous highs recently of $8.59, which is fantastic. We have broken past that before. If we can remain stable in that range and continue to grow, I think we definitely could be seeing a bit of a bounce back in share price. Ultimately, I don't think this one will go much lower. I think we definitely are finding a bottom for the share price at the moment. I think that would be a great thing to see. Obviously though, I am not a financial advisor, so please do make sure to do your own research. But in my opinion, would I consider this stock to be a buy right now? Well, personally, I don't think it is a worst buy right now. I do see a lot of potential going forwards for this company, so yes, I think it could be a decent buy. Again, I do think it's not going to explode like what we have been seeing in the past year. Of course, if you have been watching this one through 2020, you will know that the share price did actually rocket up by about 440% from the start of 2020. So ultimately, I wouldn't be looking for gains this large, but I definitely do believe that we could see this one perhaps double in price by the end of 2021 if we are lucky. I think a low estimate that I can personally see for this one into the end of 2021 would be a target of about $12. I think that is definitely reasonable, again, if revenue does pick up and if the markets remain stable and good. So that's just my personal opinions. I'm happy that this one has picked itself back up today, but please tell me what you guys think down below. Thank you for joining me for this quick one. Again, if you do want to see more updates on Nndm, drop me a comment down below. I would be more than happy to make them for you guys. See you again very soon tomorrow on another episode looking at more stocks. Goodbye until then.